our children, teens, and adults with Down syndrome are just like you and I. They go to school, they'll get jobs, they'll fall in love, get married. The possibilities are just endless.
I work at the State Department of Education. I've been there since 2008, and I really love my job.
I am the basketball for the Cincinnati Wolves. I carry the balls too, and I slap them high fives.
The mission of the Down Syndrome Association of Central Oklahoma is to raise awareness, provide resources, as well as promote acceptance and inclusion for people with Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a genetic condition. It's called trisomy 21. It is where there is an abnormality on the 21st chromosome, and that's all that makes them different. That's it. That one little chromosome. And that's the point we try and really push home to people, is that these kids and these teens and adults are great people, and they're really no different than you and I.
Before we had a child with Down syndrome, I thought it was a lot worse than it really is. She's fully functional. I mean, she's meeting a lot of her milestones on time.
Some of our dearest friends gave birth to a child with Down syndrome, and I was there for that event, and it was exciting. And that same couple later went overseas and saw children just like him with Down syndrome that were put into mental institutions just because of their extra chromosome. The Lord laid it on our hearts that we could do something about it, and He called us to adopt one little boy. And our family of 4 went to Ukraine for 5 weeks and came home as a family of 6.
I feel like before that we had a child with a disability, like if you just take out the word Down syndrome, but a disability, we would have thought that this is going to change our lives forever, and it's not possible to do everything you want to do as a family. But I feel like now that we have her here, we feel like it's more of a blessing that we have her.
A mother and father will get a diagnosis, and they'll go do some internet research. And when they get to our website, they can request a visit from our new parent committee, find out a little bit about the organization, learn a little bit about Down syndrome. So anyone who wants to know about Down syndrome, even if they don't have a child, can learn a little more by visiting our website.
I feel like it's been a really big support, because before we had Evan, we didn't know very much at all about Down syndrome. And so just by having the resources from day one has made a big difference in her ability, just because from day one, if you know some of the things to do to help them, then I think it gives them a better chance for development. And that's what DSACO did for us.
We have a wide variety of resources for a variety of age ranges. We do new parent packets, and so when we get a referral about a new baby, we will mobilize our group called First Connection, and they'll go out and visit the family. They'll give them a binder with some information about Down syndrome, some growth charts, health milestones that they'll want to look for, health guidelines that are going to be important as they move down their journey, and a book called Babies with Down syndrome, a little quilt for the baby, because we want these parents to, this is a gift for them. We want them to feel like we're celebrating with them, because we are. We're so happy for them.
Very much a support system. It's very much a family. It's wonderful to have a resource to educate ourselves. Wayne and I actually have a heart for these children because they're children. They're made in the image of God, but we honestly did not know a lot about Down syndrome at the time. We just knew that because they were born somewhere different, they didn't have the same opportunities as if they were born here.
I just really like the organization, and I really like my executive director, and I go to every board meeting they have here, and it's been my passion since the day I was born. I've been really passionate to be involved in this organization and kind of learn more self-advocacy and how to be a self-advocate for the community and also for the future.
We've got a support group for the fathers, and we get together once a month or so and kind of just support each other, talk about what's going on in each one of our lives and what we can do to help each other as dads.
This year, we're really hoping to bring in some of the college programs from like Francis Tuttle and some other areas where they actually have programs for teens with disabilities that prepare them to go out and work. So we would like to bring them in, and we will, to educate our parents about the wonderful opportunities that are available. We use volunteers for all of our events that we have. We have a buddy walk every year. It's an awareness walk. It's our biggest fundraiser. We had 250 volunteers this year. It was amazing.
I had actually started doing it before I came to OCU, and so I've been involved for about 8 years. And when I started at OCU in 2008, it just seemed like a good opportunity for this group of ladies and gentlemen to get involved with it.
I actually participated in a buddy walk in Biloxi, Mississippi before. And then 2 years ago, I was driving down the road and I saw a billboard for it here. So I sent them an email and I volunteered that year. And then this year, I was able to get a couple other guys involved too.
Well, we walk around with them for a while, and they're playing games and painting faces, and we just there's always a dancing booth, and so we go dance with them or take pictures with them, and then we actually go get the medals and stand at the finish line and give them to them whenever they're done.
And that's what's so important about the Buddy Walk, is that you're actually with the children and you're actually seeing the joy on their face and you're actually being rewarded yourself for having that interaction and having that connection. So that's something that we enjoy doing and we look forward to every year.
You always see those people that will see something and say something needs to be done but don't do anything. And so us being the volunteers to say, hey, I'll step up and do my part, that's what it's really for me. Just I know I'm actually being involved with anything and everything. So that's why I like to volunteer.
I just thought it was a really great experience to be with the children and play and have fun as well, and also get some exercise in. I just thought it was really good for them as well. So
I think it's very important because a lot of times we get so caught up in our college life that we forget about some of the important things. Philanthropy and helping out our community, it is extremely important, and this is just a great opportunity and a great organization to be a part of.
Well, his name's Reese. Last year when we were part of the Barron Buddies program, I got paired up with him, and he chose me because I'm number 21, so it was kind of lucky that we ended up meeting up, and he was a great kid. I ended up doing a lot of extra stuff with him, and it was a lot of fun. We had 3 events throughout the year. We went bowling, and did some mini golf and some pizza parties and stuff like that. And I always heard that they're the cutest kids ever, and they're so much fun, and they're so loving. Every time I see them, you just run up and give me the biggest hug ever. So for us, I think it was more rewarding than it probably was for the kids. We had so much fun with it, and they're just awesome kids. We're pretty recognizable throughout the city, and so any chance we get to help promote other organizations like that, I think it's huge. And obviously it's rewarding for us getting to work with those kids one-on-one, becoming close with their families. I still email back and forth. I went and did a calendar photo shoot with Reese last year, and then this year we have a new group that we're starting to build with. Relationship with, so I'm looking forward to this year as well.
These children that are born have the ability to do so much, just like their typical peers. They can, they'll be in typical classrooms, they'll go on to high school and be with their peers, they'll go on to work jobs and sustain a living for themselves.
Yes, I will get a job. So I will work at the weather station and you working in an office.
I've been really active with our Down syndrome group. I attend the Buddy Walk, and I do stuff for the teen adults and kind of get more activities with all people with intellectual disabilities. it kind of, helped them to become self-advocates in the community.
It's very important from a personal growth perspective because at some point you have to be involved with the community that you're stationed in. Otherwise, you're just some guy sitting in your dorm room. So we definitely, I believe the Air Force actively encourages community service, as they should, as I think every business or corporation should. It's important that people get involved in their community.
I would be lying if I said that I didn't have some of those same misconceptions when I walked in the door. Because that's all you see or hear. And that's where we're trying to really push our mission of raising awareness. That's a big goal of ours. So I have changed. I have changed in the sense that I don't have those misconceptions anymore, but I feel like I'm a happier person than I was before. The joy that this job and these families and their children bring me has been pushed out into other areas of my life.
I think for our generation, with having children with Down syndrome, it's the sky's the limit, and they can do whatever. And so with, DSACO and the links you have with other people, I think you're able to have more confidence that your child is able to do far what you would dream for them.
I found my cause.
I found my cause.
I found my cause.
We found our cause.
I found my cause.
I found my cause.
I found my cause.
I found my cause.
As you can tell, the Down Syndrome Association is doing wonderful work for these great families, but they need your help as well. To find out how, just log on to foundcauses.com.